facing any real adversity with years dominating.
Okay. So is he possibly saying that they dad stunted their growth? Meaning they have potential to be even better, but being stuck under him for so long, they got used to playing a certain type of way, so they couldn't adjust to different levels of competition. Okay, interesting. Because I know Julian, he can't really take criticism, especially from coaches. Okay. Yo, what it do, too, man? I'm not one of these times, so I'm get straight into it, you feel me? Now, I'll tell you about the reacting too. How bad is Jaden Newman, actually? Now, her and her brother, they was certified buckets growing up. I grew up watching them train. Unless the training was just looking cool, made them look cool. But they ain't really get nowhere. Julian, I guess you can blame his height why he didn't go to the NBA, I guess. And then Jaden, I don't know. But hey, let's figure out where it all went wrong. No bullshit.
Elementary school kid balling on a varsity squad at the high school level.
Jaden Newman not only plays on the high school varsity team, well, she's one of their best players.
Stephen Curry was just beaten by
I thought this was supposed to be good for me.
a 9-year-old girl.
I think she's going to be the best girl to ever play basketball. She worked so hard and it just didn't happen. She worked for what she had.
This one,
she was born to play basketball.
Growing up in this era, I wish I had a dad like they dad was. That nigga put time and effort into them. Like legit time and effort. No bullshit.
I work hard because I want to be the best girl I ever play basketball, and I want to go to UConn and then go to the WNBA, but I want to be the first girl to go to the NBA.
If you were one of the early viewers of viral basketball videos in the 2010s, then chances are you have come across the Newman family. Of course, on one side, you have Julian Newman, the viral child prodigy of the 2010s who never came close.
Carrie, y'all didn't see that shit? Hold on.
Julian Newman, the viral child prodigy.
Carrie, like, bro.
2010s who never came close to panning out. If you want to learn more about Julian's story, check out our video on him with over 1 million views. It'll be linked at the end of this one. But today, we're going to talk about the other viral Newman sibling, Julian's sister, Jaden Newman.
Now, I don't want to put OnlyFans on somebody, but don't she do OnlyFans now or some shit? She probably don't. I could be. Matter of fact, self-nick, I'm wrong. But I know this nigga just a certified hothead, crash out, be fighting everybody. Can't nobody tell him shit. Hey, that's just the way he was raised, though.
Jaden wasn't the only clout-chasing social media star in the family. Jaden made some serious waves in that department, too.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
That's what's up, my boy.
I mean, she started playing varsity basketball in just 3rd grade. Yeah, you heard that right. But after a whole decade of varsity basketball, with multiple records broken, her pro dream doesn't seem to be going exactly as planned. So what exactly
happened? Y'all imagine her in the NBA. Who the fuck she gonna guard? She getting punched on. Blue pass.
Did Jaden's story pan out? Because it seems like after Julian fell out of the limelight, the entire Newman family went quiet as well. But to understand Jaden's story, let's rewind a little to get the full picture.
All right.
Her story started off very similar to Julian's. Viral highlight videos of 10-year-old Jaden killing it on her high school team. And it wasn't just the scoring outbursts that went viral. It was the insanely advanced skill development of this 10-year-old girl. That initial highlight video racked up more than 5
See, look who in the back. You telling me that they on
this
varsity.
10-year-old girl. That initial highlight video
no hater or nothing. But look, bro, that's why she was killing the way she killed. Even though they on her team, just imagine what the opponents look at. Look at number 12 or 32. They don't look like they're in high school varsity. They look like JV, honestly. But hey,
up more than 5 million views back in 2015. The insane highlights came from the advanced and intense training from none other than her dad, Jamie, who was the man behind all of their viral success in the early years.
Clap it up for the dad. Clap it up for the dad, because that nigga truly did a good job at raising his kids.
Basketball in Jaden and Julian's hands as soon as they could basically hold one. And if you know anything about this family, it's that Jamie always did everything in his power to market his children on social media. And just just like how Jamie exploited Julian on social media to gain fame and attention to push his basketball career, he did the exact same thing with his daughter, Jaden. Just like Julian, Jaden was down the same path to be a pro. And if you've followed the Newmans since the very beginning, you would have heard about Jaden's big dream of not just making the WNBA, but being the first female NBA player. Now, I don't know how she planned on doing that exactly, but she had huge goals, and was certainly on track to becoming an elite female prospect in high school. Although the claim might have sounded insane at the time, she was performing at a level for her age that truly had never been seen before.
But then again, let's look at the skill base, you know what I'm saying? That don't look like varsity. I seen varsity hoopers, women varsity hoopers. That's not
at
varsity.
At the time, she was performing at a level for her age that
out of shape. I'm not even about to talk about nobody
never
kids,
been seen
but
before.
It's like, bro.
She was a 5th grader starting at point guard on the varsity squad, averaging 30 points per game.
Green.
She even had a 57-point game at 10 years old back in 2015.
Damn.
Following in her brother's footsteps, she was a child basketball prodigy. And get this, they were both the youngest ever to hit 1,000 career points at the varsity level. But to be fair, starting to play varsity in elementary school definitely helps you reach that milestone. But before we talk more about Jaden's rise in high school basketball, I want to quickly shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog.
I'm good, bro. Good looking,
right?
though.
Underdog.
I don't gamble no
to get
more.
in on the special
I'm a retired
where
man.
an NBA player only has to score 1 point for it to be correct, plus a deposit match offer on your reels that were all over the internet led to not just local news station buzz, but national TV show appearances. And for Jaden, she made TV appearances on Fox Sports in the Queen Latifah show. And even crazier, at just 10 years old, she was in an Under Armour commercial with none other than Steph Curry. So yeah, it's safe to say she was gaining the same popularity and fame that her brother got. But again, this crazy fame started when she was still in elementary school. Let's not forget she started playing varsity at just 8 years old in 2012, and by the time she was only 10 years old, she was in a TV commercial with one of the best basketball players of our generation. Her rapid rise in fame and attention was unprecedented, especially for someone at such a young age. Jaden was still 7 to 8 more years
though. My thing is, where did it go wrong? Honestly,
away from even graduating high school and over a decade away from being eligible to go to the WNBA. Jaden had a lot more years to grow and maintain this level of immense success. At this point, Jaden had played varsity at Downey Christian School for 3 years, from 2013 to 2015, her 3rd through 5th grade years. And she would play another 3 years of varsity basketball from 2016 to 2018, her 6th grade through 8th grade years. And how did she perform in those middle school years on varsity? Well, she was averaging over 30 points per game in her last.
That's embarrassing. What? Y'all letting this middle schooler come and drop 30 a game on y'all? What city did they grow up in? Because they clearly didn't come from no hoopers. I'm not even downplaying her skill or discrediting how cold she is. But ain't no fucking way. You saw how small she is.
4 years there. And by 8th grade, she was averaging a jaw-dropping 45 points per game.
45 points a game? As an 8th grader in varsity? Man, she was playing a special team or something. Ain't no way she dropping 45 on varsity. I mean,
per game as an 8th grader is unheard of. But to be fair, for an 8th grader to put up that stat line, the competition could not have been very good.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, all right, we on the same page.
Even put up over 40 points per game against girls years older than you is insanely impressive nonetheless.
Strength training now at a new level.
Hey, I'm gonna get an ad block when I get monetized.
Is an all-in-one design
no bullshit.
I mean, at just 13, she also set a national record with 70 points in a single game.
Damn.
You could argue that
I didn't know she dropped 70. Now I thought Mikey Williams was the first person I seen in high school drop 70, but she dropped 70. Hey, put some respect on her name.
Greatest defensive display from the opponents, but still, 70 points is insane, especially as a 13-year-old playing against.
She's playing against a special ed team doing warm-up drills. Her father trained her for this shit. Like, they literally walking cones. Look at this defense.
17 and 18-year-olds. That's truly unheard
Where defense
of.
go?
She had very advanced ball handling skills for her age.
No lateral quickness, no nothing.
Levels above her much older competition in fundamentals. And it looked like it was paying off because she caught the eye of Division I programs like the University of Miami as early as 4th grade. Jaden was following in the footsteps of her big brother Julian, who on varsity was dropping 20 to 30 points per game in middle school. Their dad's been drilling them to focus on basketball since as early as the kids could walk. And even though there was an issue of favoritism with him being their coach at Downey Christian School, they both were putting up ridiculous numbers on the court and going viral on social media. Jaden's stats in particular were just incredible.
Bro, number 15, she's not varsity. Every girl I went to high school would have killed number 15, and that's merch.
Even better than Julian's. And she even had a bit of that Steph Curry flair.
Julian, he was actually going crazy against comp. You know what I'm saying? He's going crazy against comp. So you can't really discredit or downplay what he got going on. But bro, she's not really playing competition.
Using her handle to shift defenders with ease and making logo threes like it's nothing. Now, usually we give props to athletes who dominate their competition, but Jaden was playing on a whole other level. I mean, she was younger than most of her opponents and still made it look easy. But while she cruised through middle school and the family became more and more popular, Jamie decided to move to bigger and better things. Because in the summer of 2019, Jaden Newman decided to start his own school and launch Prodigy Prep, a basketball-focused school inspired by the famous IMG Academy.
Is that school still running to this day? If they do they got like good prospects there?
It's not your typical school though, more like a basketball talent development program. With dozens of students enrolled, Jamie was guiding them through Florida virtual school while chasing hoop dreams. And while it was not NCAA evaluated, they were aiming high. And the face of the project was, of course, none other than Julian and Jaden. After Downey, Jaden spent her remaining years of high school at Prodigy Prep, the school created by her father, and Liberty High School in Las Vegas. During her 2 years at Prodigy Prep, her numbers started to slowly come down to earth as she faced more improved competition. But still was relatively dominant in her 2 years there. And at Liberty High, she broke the Max Prep's record for most career three-pointers made with a jaw-dropping 852. And she also broke the record for most three.
Now I can believe these girls is in varsity. Look at number 23, varsity.
Jaw-dropping 852. Damn. And she also
look at her with the ball, definitely varsity. Look at her in the corner, number 1, varsity. Like you can tell now you can tell the difference. At first that looked like middle school competition. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like JV or something.
The record for most three-pointers in a season with 184, and most three-pointers in a game with 17.
Damn.
She's also the youngest player ever to hit milestones like 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 career points. And get this, she ended her high school career with a mind-boggling 5,186 points. A good college career was what stood between Jaden and a shot at pro basketball. Early on in her high school career, she had her sights set on playing for UConn and drawing inspiration from ballers like Diana Taurasi and Breanna Stewart. But you see, although Jaden had this insanely long and successful high school career, her story does take a major twist. You see, Jaden had been hitting the varsity court since she was just 8 years old. That's a lot of years being in the same environment, being coached by your dad, and not facing any real adversity with years dominating.
Okay, so is he possibly saying that they dad stunted their growth, meaning they have potential to be even better, but being stuck under him for so long, they got used to playing a certain type of way, so they couldn't adjust to different levels of competition? Okay, interesting. Because I know Julian, he can't really take criticism, especially from coaches. Okay.
Very weak and local competition. And although there was no denying she put in work grinding with her dad and Julian, the truth was her size and athleticism did not translate to D1 women's basketball. Even with the viral videos, unbelievable talent, and fantastic high school career, her size and athleticism never translated to the next level, and her exponential growth as a kid eventually flattened. A main reason for the flattening talent growth was mainly due to her being so unbelievably advanced at such a young age that it created this insane talent gap. And as she grew up, other girls didn't just outgrow her, but also caught up to her advanced skill level by the time she reached the end of high school. And to be fair, aside from her not being this super advanced talent anymore compared to her competition, Jaden would be a lot for an elite college program to bring on. And I'm not even talking about factors like her 5'2" height.
Yeah, she'd definitely be a defensive liability. She used to having the ball all the time because her dad literally let her get the ball all the time. He didn't really coach, in my opinion. It was more so of a Julian and Jaden show. It wasn't necessarily about the other kids, from what I seen. And I didn't really like that, you know? Oh, what the hell? Hold on. The most degenerate content house. That's crazy.
Had grown up for so many years being the focal point of teams coached by her dad, where she can take 50 shots a game, play zero defense, and not impact winning basketball.
Literally.
No matter how good you are at the high school level, when you get to the next level, you are most likely not going to be a superstar right away. Players have to show they're willing to contribute to all aspects of winning. And Jaden never had to prove that, as she was the lone star every time she ever played on and was essentially coddled by her father for all those years. But the main reason why elite D1 program colleges didn't call was for the same reason they didn't pick up the phone for Julian. Players outgrew her and caught up to her skill level, and because of that, she didn't dominate the same way she used to at Downey. Her points per game at Liberty High School, where she played her final 2 years of high
we would have to fight that big guy. Bro, she too big to be falling on people like that. Word.
Basketball dropped to just around 10 points per game. And let's not forget,
she went from 45 PPG to 10 PPG.
Jaden was still that viral 10-year-old averaging close to 30 points per game as a preteen. So when scouts came to her games later in her high school career and saw she was not nearly as dominant, it was a really bad sign that she peaked too early. College scouts took notice of how Jaden performed when she faced...
That's varsity. She got a whole shoulder tab. Now that's a varsity. You think... Bro, it was never mind.
Competition at Liberty, which we all knew was far better than the low-level competition she faced at Downey. And while she initially had dreams of being the first female in the NBA, it then shifted to just making the WNBA or even just being a Division I player. But unfortunately for Jaden, she didn't have any offers from Division I schools. She would eventually commit to play at Division II Cal State LA. But again, how did this happen exactly? Of course, we can blame the height, the dad, the whole 9 yards. But a huge factor that has not been mentioned yet was their distractions from basketball itself. And that was due to the creation of their reality show on Overtime, Hello Newmans. This show was simply a cheesy basketball reality show created around the Newman family, and they tried to create drama off of any story. And by the time the father Jamie realized his kids didn't have professional basketball potential, he exploited his persona and shifted his focus to reality TV, and it felt like the entire family followed suit. It felt like once Julian was not going to make it to the next level, the family gave up on...
I feel like that game was a wake-up game against LaMelo.
It felt like
IMG Prep.
Julian was not going to make it to the next level, the family gave up on Jaden too. Because even after Julian's fall off after Prodigy Prep, Jaden was kind of just left in the dust and had to figure out what she wanted with her career. And unfortunately, many people now perceive her as more of an Instagram personality now.
So I was almost right. She's not an OnlyFans model, but she's an Instagram model. Look how she's dressing, look how she's posing. Hey, I pretty much got it right.
Other than a basketball player. But here's the thing, while it's natural for parents to want the best for their kids, all the hype in the world won't change the fact that the Newman family simply did not have basketball genetics. Height does not run in those families' genes. Plus, obviously, trying to predict whether a preteen will keep advancing, stay ahead of the competition, and go pro, that's like trying to predict the weather. Unpredictable, to say the least. But if you heard our take on Julian's story and have now heard everything about Jaden's as well, there seems to be a very common denominator in all of this, and I believe it's the most interesting part of the Newman family as a whole.
Did that?
Was basketball really Julian or Jaden's dream all along?
No.
Or was it their father's dream? That's the real question many people are asking. But to be fair to Jaden, she did make it to the college level, unlike her brother, so she does have that over
He in
him.
college right now. Or he in JUCO. He playing some shit right now. But this video probably old. But no, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. I'm going to react to this Julian one next. I'm going to react to the brother next. But let me know what y'all think. Honestly, they peaked because their dad was their coach. The genetics wasn't there. And the skill level honestly caught up to them, both of them. But hey, I'm going to catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.